could look in the future, based on your current path, how would that look for you? Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guest, and dream chasers. We make decisions every day. Some on purpose, many on default. I remember sitting at my desk in the booking department of a television talk show. And I was interviewing this gentleman named Joe from Australia. And Joe was a pretty intense guy, but he had written a song and performed that song that became #1 all around the world. So this afforded him some pretty cool opportunities to be able to travel and to be able to meet a lot of new people. And we were sitting there talking about his travels and the opportunities, and we were pretty excited to have him as a guest because of all the success that he was having. And we started talking about how these opportunities came up. And I remember Joe looking at me and he said, you know, Terry, opportunities come to everybody. And I said back to him, yeah, but I've seen a whole lot of people waste these opportunities. And we sat there and we both agreed that opportunities wasted can lead to frustration. Frustration leads to this downward spiral. And so he shared with me this story about a young man he met on part of the tour. And the man's life was in disarray. He had lost his wife, he had lost his kids, and he had lost his job to drugs and other demons. And he was coming to Joe to try to get some advice. And Joe said, I told him, you need to walk out that door and you need to make one good decision. And then you need to follow that up with another good decision, and another good decision, and another good decision. It's not going to be immediate, but over a little time, you're going to see your life change drastically for the better. Now, I know that some in this room are not completely happy with where you are. Success and failure, they're not built in a day. They're the product of many days, many months, sometimes years, of either good or bad decisions. And we've all made bad decisions, right? We all have regrets. There are opportunities that we wasted. There are chances we should have taken, but we sat idle. There are loves that were lost, either from our own pride or maybe infidelity. Maybe we spent too much eating out at restaurants when we should have spent that money pursuing our dream or furthering help with our families. And so we didn't make those a priority. Sometimes it's that we ate the wrong things. We didn't make exercise a priority, and we deal with some of the health things that we deal with now. As my mom, I remember my mom used to say, she was a preacher's wife, I'm a preacher's son. That explains a lot, right? So she would say, the Bible says you reap what you sow. And that's how she would say it. You reap what you sow. Of course, as a teenager, we know how we hear. You reap what you sow, you reap what you sow. Womp, 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 womp. But she was right. You do reap what you sow. What you set in motion is going to happen. The decisions you make now affect you 1 year from now, even 3 years from now. But we generally don't think about it until the negative consequences hit us, and we've reaped them. You know, we've all had decisions we made in the past. Let's leave the past there. That got us here. Let's talk about the future. How do we get to the future? How do we leave that in the past? How do we learn from it? How do we make better decisions? You ready to hear it? Mm-hmm. Are you ready to hear it?
Sure.
It's like this. We seek comfort and avoid discomfort. But what we generally do is we seek immediate comfort and avoid immediate discomfort. But to make the right decision, what you have to do is you have to seek long-term comfort, and you have to avoid long-term discomfort. It's delayed gratification. I'll illustrate it with chocolate and broccoli. Immediately, chocolate is pretty comforting. It's sweet, it's great, we generally love it. Broccoli, some people immediately don't like broccoli. Just yuck. It brings discomforting thoughts. But long term, chocolate can lead to heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure. Broccoli can lead to energy, health, maybe even a longer love life. Has some great benefits. But delayed gratification, when we make our decisions like that, we not only make great decisions, it's a sign of maturity. When we delay something that we want now for something we know we're going to need in the future, that's how we grow. That's how we make great decisions. I heard this speaker, Levi Lusko, say, now yells louder, but later lasts longer. Now yells louder, later lasts longer. That's how we internalize. Say that with me. Now yells louder, but later lasts longer. Now yells louder, but later lasts longer. And it does. You reap what you sow. But here's a shameless self-promotion. I'm teaching about this in my upcoming book. It's called Timeline. I actually wrote it by attending this club. It's called Timeline, A Dream Chaser's Guide to Creating Future Success. Because the decisions you make today will be what makes a great future for you tomorrow. And you may be born looking like your mother and father, but I promise you, you're going to die looking like your decisions. Thank you.